right, I'm far out of sight. Out of sight of what I think I should be. No, out of sight of what I know I should be. I should be stronger than I am. I should be smarter than I am. I should be able to smile and wipe the guilt-stained blood from my arms. But I'm stuck in this self-situated form of fight or flight, where fight is against myself so I can only cause more damage. And I can't fly anymore because my wings have been worn from overuse. Why do I tremble with every word I write and shake with every syllable I say? I am the creator of this sickness. With the wings I run, but I can't escape. These shadows fighting in my sleep. We'll never make it in this life. I will never make it in this life. It's sad that I know what's wrong with me, and it's sadder that I know how to fix it. But the saddest part is I'm more scared of change than I am of suffering or even death. Isn't that a cruel joke on itself? I'd rather die than possibly become healthy, because I'm too scared that I won't recognize this man's shell that I also reside in. I'm scared that he'll be a worse man than me, who's weaker and more afraid. I'm scared that this man will be stronger than me and leave this old me behind. I've been through too much with this current version to just silently watch as it drowns into the abyss that is time. But most of all, I'm too scared to live a life where I rely on another's help. Even if that person is me, even if with him I survive. I am the creator of this sickness. With the wings I run, but I can't escape. These shadows fighting in my sleep. We'll never make it in this life. I will never make it in this life. I pray, please take this pain away, so one day we will be okay. So one day we won't be so afraid. I don't know how long I can stay the same. I pray, please take this pain away, so one day we will be okay.
Rage is a double-edged sword.
Remember when the world had color? So much color in my mind. When did it get swallowed by the dark? When did it get swallowed by the dark? They say change is inevitable. I pray to God the same. Rebuild me a miracle, a colorful escape to embrace me.
Rise and fall, we'll stand tall. Rise and fall, but we'll stand tall.
Stand tall.
Rise and fall, we'll stand tall.
Stand tall.
Rise and fall, but we'll stand tall.
Remember when the world had color?
So much color in my mind.
When did it get swallowed by the light?
When did it get swallowed by the dark?
Change is inevitable.
I pray to God the same. Rebuild me a miracle, a colorful escape to embrace me.
Swallowing fistfuls of hope in an attempt to make happiness. This is how I spent my life for over 4 years with a 1-year break in between. Or is that just a positive spin on the hell I've seen? Swallowing fistfuls of pain in an attempt to make peacefulness.
Now doesn't that sound more like the truth? That guilt is an embodiment of the noose we wrap around our neck. Or is that the excuse that I made to myself to deal with this guilt sinking in? The reality's weighing on my chest, and there is no way around it.
My past infects my every thought and decision, as if this splinter couldn't get any sharper digging in. And that's where you came in. See, I never trusted anyone with my soul, not even myself. So when my inner conscience said, let go and love yourself, I laughed. I laughed harder than any crowd at any comedy act, cause my life, no, my tragedy is the ultimate stage act. I can't tell what's real anymore, but I can tell you I'm not real. I can't tell you what's fake anymore. Does that make the pain any less real?
My insides hate me, but my outer shell hates me more, despising my every decision, my every decision.
I did this to myself.
Or is that the excuse that I make to myself to deal with this guilt sinking in? The reality's weighing on my chest, and there is no way around it. Or is that the excuse that I make to myself to deal with this guilt sinking in? The reality's weighing on my chest, and there is no way around it.
As if this landmine COVID life couldn't get any harder to navigate. I've been stepping on wrong decisions and breaking promises in the meantime. But that's when I smile and pretend everything will be fine. Cause no one wants to see pain, and no one wants to see suffering. No one wants to be chained up within their own broken psychology. Maybe that's why my smile will always feel broken. Cause the only time it feels real is when I'm swallowing fistfuls of despair to simply try and prepare this once hopeful prayer.
Or is that the excuse that I make to myself to deal with this guilt sinking in? The reality's weighing on my chest, and there is no way around it. Or is that the excuse that I
self-righteous feeling of helping someone less fortunate. And for years I felt like I was one of these noblemen, saving others from drowning in a sea of ignorance and fake fix-me-ups. But as time has worn down my young naive mind, I realized that I've always been the toxic one. I've done nothing more than step on the heads of those trying to float around me. I've sacrificed others in an attempt to prolong this misery that is the lack of knowledge to my own disease.
So the question becomes,
do I deserve to suffer in the exact parallel that I put countless others through?
do I get that luxury of death? Or will irony always be how it's been to me? It gives me my hopes and dreams, but wrapped in blood-soaked memories.
I look back at my earlier years and laugh now at one of my many reoccurring dreams. I would wake up in a cold sweat, screaming, crying, gripping my throat, gasping for air because that drowning sensation was so real. And what's humorous now is I can't tell if they were actually dreams or just my subconscious trying to get through to me on what I was starting to become. Almost as a foreshadowing on how I would make others feel in the false trials I'd put them through, even though they never deserved it. They never deserved it!
So the question becomes,
do I deserve to suffer in the exact parallel that I put countless others through?
do I get that luxury of death?
Or will irony always be how it's been to me? It gives me my hopes and dreams, but wrapped in blood-soaked memories. Or will irony always be how it's been to me? It gives me my hopes and dreams, but wrapped in blood-soaked memories.
The past
just a boy who failed miserably.
I can't keep pretending that ignorance is a virtue worth having.
The lack of recognition is what leads people to follow in the shadow of doubt.
Time has been drained from my reality to fuel my feelings.
Constantly living in my head is bound to leave these lasting scars.
So shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love. Shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love.
Our world has become a wasteland, full of broken dreams and beaten souls. We still have a mountain to climb before we're right again. This trail is stained in failure, but with the wind at our backs, we might have a fighting chance.
Have to turn my back on those causing the rain to sting. But how can I do that when the rain puts me at ease?
I'll follow this river that was once full of gold in hopes that maybe I'll find a shining example of worth. I just need an example of self-worth.
So shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love. Shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love. It's crippling my every movement. It burns my every thought.
My every thought.
It claws at every word.
And every word I have,
Slowly tearing me apart.
tearing me apart.
Shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love. Shout at me until saliva turns to blood. Fight with me until this envy turns to love. Envy turns to love. Shout at me, fight with envy turns to love. Shout at me, fight with envy turns to love.
Breaking skin to bleed clean, trying to absolve myself of this anguish, present pain to cover up persisting sorrow, wishing upon these lonely stars that the evidence will be gone by tomorrow. I'm too cold to feel the heat from those around me whose serrated words slice so simply. I'm too numb to experience anything anymore. No moment, minute, or murmur could stop the buildup from before.
Out of sight, out of mind, hide until the perfect time. Out of sight, out of mind, for that final goodbye. Out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind.
There's nothing left at this point, and I'm dying to feel the pressure of death. Cause without death, life, joy, or pain, you have nothing. There's no telling if anything happening is real or just one of my many endless dreams. So I'm willing to hurt, willing willing to suffer, willing to bleed, if it means that I might finally feel anything.
Out of sight, out of mind, hard until the perfect time. Out of sight, out of mind, for that final goodbye. Out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Feeling nothing is worse than death. Feeling nothing is
A bullet to the brain or a noose around the neck. Jump off a bridge to hopefully crack open this head. To release these demons that have plagued this life. To release these dreams that never took life. 29, an anxious waiting or yearning. Every second passed is a wasted opportunity. So will the road become clear or will it fade to ash? For in one earth cycle, my end will become my past. 26. A short while ago, things seemed so open, so free. Dancing on the wrong side of 25 has made me scared of 30. But progress I must to find my path of broken wings and shattered bone. Cause without faith in a better tomorrow, what's the point of leaving home? 23. The days are long and my patience grows short. The realization of my life falling apart searching for art was noble at best. So I continue to be optimistic as time is still on my side. With 30, nowhere near me now, but just a faint silhouette in the skyline. 20. The reason to be happy and alive is all around, and yet I urge myself to be down. There's an ache in my veins that never seems to dissipate. There's love in my life and love in my heart, but I want the world to be as I envision, barely surviving, but chasing a reason. 16. The end almost came a decade and a half early. The only one expecting such a possibility was me. If I could take my last breath today, the world would be free of one less burden. If I would have taken my last breath today, I would have saved so many from hurting. 14. Please don't tell me it gets worse than this. Everything is laced in pain. It's becoming the only way I know how to live. But a fire deep down inside continues to believe that what I've gone through will eventually mean something. 12. Apparently it's the weather that's always affecting my mood. Apparently I should just ignore it and keep focusing on my school. But that doesn't seem right because it stings when I breathe. It doesn't seem right to always have my heart flutter whenever I bleed. 8. The first time this life ever held weight. The first time my brain started this war against my strength. My will to live is there, but my brain tricks my heart. There's an uncertainty in the air. I feel I was only made to fall apart.
I was only made to fall apart. I was only made to fall apart. I was only made to fall apart.
Cam is showing me that there's hope in my words, but Jordan is showing me the beauty behind death. Their words alone are keeping me alive, and the pain in their voices strengthen my drive. But the truth of all this life is waking me from my slumber, and now in this sleep-deprived state I'm left to wonder, is this hope and beauty worth not being able to sleep at night? Is it worth not being able to smile? Is it worth pretending that I'm happy when I'd rather be dead? But dead isn't the metaphor for sleep. Sleep is what I need. No, sleep is what I need. Cause in my sleep I'm able to dream, and for the first time in years I'm holding on to my dreams. I've lived a life of insomniatic suffering without ever being able to imagine a world where I come out on top. I still don't see the light, and I still can't sleep at night. But through this strife that I call this bitter life, I want to be free. Not free from any one situation or person, but from me. With the dryer keeping me up at night, but not sleeping isn't sleep. I mean sleeping is a metaphor that I cannot see. So I should be thanking them for keeping me from my dreams.
So we will write our words in blood. Open up our broken hearts to love. We will pray that we aren't made of our past mistakes, but these words make the pain easier to take. Their words are silent riots, screaming truth to my deprived appetite, appealing for my need for growth while creating perspective to the depth of my emotion. Understanding where I need to be burdens where I am, but by understanding where I am, I admit defeat. But I know that my purpose shouldn't be defined by what I lack, but rather my drive to prove to others I can do the things I say I can.
These bruises aren't worth the weight on our skin as they are on our minds, yet we let these words define
Their shattered and soulless shouts are suffocating my doubt, creating a melodic healing process through pain that allows me to make sense of my own. It allows me to make sense of my
Their
own.
shattered and soulless shouts are deafening my ears while healing my heart. And if it wasn't for the ringing in my head, I might never have been torn apart.
Die by never. I might never be whole. Doctor ahead.
Wounds in blood, open up our broken hearts to love. We will pray that we are made of our past mistakes, but these words make the pain easier to take. So we will write our words in blood, open up our broken hearts to love. We will pray that we aren't made of our past mistakes, but these words make the pain easier to take.